This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Blak, and I wonder if some of you guys noticed something that happened during the stream, like I did, that I think is very, very significant about not necessarily PlayStation, but gaming moving forward overall. So after the stream, Sony put out a little bit of an info dump, including they put out a PlayStation blog article, which I will try to remember to put the link to the description. And in there, they gave a little bit more details about some things, such as how some of the games will be on both PS4, PS5. So, stuff like Miles Morales, Horizon. I cannot think of the subtitle right now, and I feel embarrassed. But so on and so forth, Sackboy, so on. These games will come to the PS4 as well as PS5. They gave a little bit more details on the DualSense controller, specs on the console that they didn't talk about in the conference, things like that. But one of the things I noticed that's really jumped out to me was pricing. Now, of course, we got the price of the console at launch, and then on the blog they gave pricing for the components that they showed at the end as well. Such as if you want to buy a DualSense controller, it's $70, not $60 like the DualShock 4 was. Price of headset, camera, controller, charging station, all of that. Then they talked about the games that are going to launch from PlayStation Studio, and this is what stood out to me, was that the pricing that was listed. And if you saw me talk about it a little on my other video, you already know. But I wanted to talk about this in a little bit more detail because it's really interesting that they came out and did this. I understand why they did it the way they did it, by the way, because they didn't want to blunt any momentum that they think they may have gotten from the showcase. Because I gotta be honest, the internet in particular is already a place that's rife with people overreacting to every fucking thing that occurs, right? Seeing these prices of these games is going to definitely make them overreact, and I just want to get out and talk about it a bit myself, because I know how a lot of y'all are going to feel about it. Now, what am I talking about? Pricing. So let's go over this list again. You're going to get the Astro Playroom for free. Miles Morales, the add-on, is going to be $50. They're selling at $50. The Sackboy game is going to be $59.99. But that's where stuff that you would be pleasantly surprised about or be expecting kind of drops. And even if you think about it, the Miles Morales thing probably is a bit of a shock, because remember, after Uncharted 4, we got Uncharted Lost Legacy, which was kind of considered an add-on but separate game, and it was only $40. Well, Miles is $50. But then you go to a couple of full games such as Demon Souls, Destruction All-Stars, and if you want to get like the full package of the Spider-Man game with Miles Morales, all the DLC and the Spider-Man game together, they're all going to be $69.99. Now, a few months ago, we heard people go off about how 2K was going to be selling the next gen version of 2K for $70. People screamed at the top of their lungs. Now, me personally, I was one of those people who was like, kind of makes sense. We have not had a price raise in God knows how long. I think PlayStation 2 original Xbox era was the last time prices pretty much went up to $60. So we've gone a couple of generations. Traditionally, games as hardware has, improved, kind of have gone up a bit, or at least, for the most part. I mean, once they started to standardize pricing a bit, because I've said this many times before, as an old man, y'all have been lucky to live in an era of stable, flat game prices, or at least, you know, having these companies willing to, kind of set a standard and stick to it. Whereas back in the day, it was the Wild Wild West. You paid for what you got. If it was an RPG, you were probably going to pay about $70, $80 for it, because it had more content. If it was like, a game that was only a couple of hours, well, it still may be that price. Hell, Streets of Rage 2, I've mentioned this before. That shit was like $80 off the rip. Partially because of its popularity, so Sega felt justified in making that an $80 game, even though you could beat that in a couple hours. Things like that. Games were priced for various different reasons. There was no standard. You could pay as low as probably $40. You could pay as much as, I think the highest game price I've ever seen was about $100, $120. And that was partially because it came with an accessory, but the accessory wasn't that expensive, so yeah. Game pricing was all over the place, and games have become more expensive to make, with the details, the graphics, the amount of people they have to get to generate these games and all that. AAA games in particular, it's amazing to me that they haven't gone up earlier. But now, this might be signaling that, games are going to be $70 from now on. And people will have to get used to it. I am. I'm curious to see once this explodes all over the internet, how y'all gonna react. Because goddamn, y'all fucking lost your minds over 2K. Now it looks like everybody, and if Microsoft goes the same route, yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that a lot of you react properly to this, but I don't expect that. At least what I feel should be the proper reaction, which is games are improving. You're at least paying for a lot more quality than you used to get back in the day. Now, here's the caveat. I do understand that there is a big issue with DLC and all these other hidden costs in games. Perhaps if this becomes the acceptable pricing standard, that this can mitigate the need to charge for some of this extra stuff. But we'll see. Either way, it is what it is to me, but I'm very, very curious to see what you guys think and how you feel. So with that being said, as always, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak Vegas, and I'm out. Deuces.